14th at 7 p.m. We will need a motion to open the public hearing on the teacher negotiations.
Make a motion to open.
Second. Motion by Bunny, second by Jess. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The meeting is open. This will be the first formal negotiation. I guess you can read that, Jeff.
Okay.
That's all it is.
The first formal negotiation session is scheduled for September 17th. So now we open it up for any public comment about teacher compensation. Comment. Okay. No board action is necessary at this time. Once a tentative agreement has been reached, there'll be another public hearing to announce the details. And we need a motion to close the public hearing on 2025 teacher negotiations.
I'll make a motion to close.
I'll second
Motion by Jess and a second by Jason. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll need a motion to open up the public hearing for the 2026 budget.
Make a motion to open the hearing.
I'll second it.
Motion by Jess and a second by John. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The meeting's now open.
Superintendent to review the budget calendar, June 10th. We had our first review of the budget calendar. Tuesday, August 12th, we reviewed the 2026 budget. The board authorized for submission online, which took place. August 31st, submit the form 3 on Gateway. Must be published at least 10 days before the hearing. October 14th is the last possible day to post. Tonight, Tuesday, September 9th, is a public hearing on the 2026 budget, capital projects plan, and bus replacement plan. It also must be at least 10 days. There must be at least 10 days between public hearing and the adoption of the budget. October 24th is the last possible day. Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, 7 p.m., adoption of the 2026 budget. November 3rd is the final date for the adoption of the capital projects and bus replacement plans. Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, upload the gateway. November 10th is the last day to submit the gateway. And New Year's Eve, 2025, Department of Local Government Finance, the final budget approval. Copy of the, let me review the proposed 2026 budget. Okay. And then I'll read this. The budget, copy of the advertised budget is enclosed. Budget was advertised, the understanding may be necessary for the superintendent and treasurer to make necessary reductions in 2025 appropriations, and if needed, reductions in the advertised 2026 budget, and reductions at the point in time when our final assessed valuation and estimated revenue are known. So when you look at the form, those are advertised rates in column 4. And the total advertised rates $1.26, $1.27 rounded up. We do that because we know that the tax rate's going to be reduced by the ELGF. So as an example, 2025 final tax rate was 63 cents per 100. And I don't remember exactly. I want to say last year was like about the same, $1.27, somewhere in there. So we advertise high with the knowledge that we're going to end up lower than that. So the advertised budget for the estimated funds to be raised in debt service is $1,164,578. Education, 0. Operations, $6,161,351. And for a total in estimated funds to be raised $7,325,929. You can see the difference between what was approved in 25 and what's proposed in 26, $1,000 decrease in debt service, $34,227 increase in education, and a $2,286,210 increase in operations. As noted previously, many of the figures are inflated to ensure we're advertising a levy high enough in case of changes in the assessed valuation or other numbers. Most of these levies will be reduced at the tax hearing. And that's the basic information for now. I want to send kudos to Tammy for all her work on this. She doesn't want to do that.
Thank you.
It has taken a ton of hours of work to go through this process. So I want to thank her for that. And then we'll just have to see where they end up. Let me read E, Eric. This is a formal hearing for local taxpayers to express comments they have on the 2026 budget, the 26-28 CPF plan, or the 26-30 school bus replacement plan. So at this time, we've asked for any public comments and questions. And I will say it's a streamlined budget. It's streamlined. So we're not excited about having to be all that streamlined. At the same time, that's where we are. So, but hopefully we'll end up, we'll be all right.
There's no comments. I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing meeting on the budget.
No action needed. Is that right?
No, we're not doing it. Just a motion to close it out.
I'll make a motion to close.
I'll second.
Motion by Jess and a second by Jason. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Hearing is closed, and we'll move on to the garden flower report.
A sympathy card was sent to Tina Comfortalaki on the loss of her uncle, and Bradley Bender on the loss of his grandmother.
Sympathies goes out to those families. Our next item tonight's good news report, and we'll start with Mr. Kickman.
All right, from the high school, we hosted an activities fair on August 22nd. In our balcony to highlight the numerous clubs and activities we have available for middle school and high school students. On the 27th of August, we hosted a blood drive in our front lobby from 9 to 12:30. Basically, they said we had enough blood for 33 lives saved. Our high school Spartan Pride Marching Band went to IU last Saturday, August 30th, and they basically performed with the IU Marching 100 and several other high school bands. Mrs. Shepherd is starting her senior interviews yesterday and then Thursday and Friday to meet with all seniors individually to discuss academic progress, diploma pass, and post-secondary plans. Our Mrs. Nowaski in our culinary arts program will open the restaurant called Peggy's Pizza and Pasta next week, named after Mrs. Lafferty. They'll operate every Thursday for this year. Our fall sports have started and been very successful, good numbers. College tours are beginning. Our seniors went to IU today. They're going to go to VU for Knox County Day on September 26th. Our juniors are going to University of Evansville on September 16th, and our sophomores to USI on September 30th. FCA has started on Friday mornings with good numbers. We've had 220 dual credit registration forms to VU. That's 762 hours of college credit for our savings of over $156,000 for our students. That's good news. Mr. Lemon and the Drama Club and Choir are hosting a fall ball on October 4th. And our South Knox High School Student Council is hosting the Fall Festival on October 10th. That is good news from the high school. All right, let's go to middle school. All right, for middle school, sports have begun. Good numbers in all sports. And if you guys are all aboard next Saturday, on the 20th, we're hosting our South Knox Invite. Right now, we have over 1,000 runners going to be competing here. After-school tutoring started for math and English. Our prevention specialist, Ms. Moore, has started life skills with our middle school health classes. We had Picture Day on August 13th and retakes here on October 1st. For Mrs. Wilson, we had 17 middle school students join Student Council this year, and she's also doing a superhero theme in the library. And our National Junior Honor Society is participating in United Way Day of Caring coming up September 19th, and coming up next month, We're gonna take our 8th graders to DC again. So that's our good news for middle school.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Mr. Rowe, how about the elementary?
So you've seen the paper and heard on the radio, we had 100% of our current 4th graders when they were 3rd graders pass the IRE. None of them had to attend summer school. All of them passed last year during the school year. 62% of those kids did pass the 2nd graders. That was the first year that we had 2nd graders take the test. So that was 57 kids. They got it out of the way so we could kind of concentrate on the other kids, getting them to pass. So good work to all of those grades, K through 3. We had student council elections, 5th and 6th grade. They had to fill out an application, ask for references, and then give a speech in front of their homeroom. There was 2 5th graders from each homeroom and 3 6th graders from each homeroom. So Mrs. Alford and Mrs. Niehaus do a great job with that. Spartan Pack started on the 29th of August. We partnered with the Monroe City Church of God. They packed 1 week, we packed the next, utilized the Eisenberg and Wolf Fund. It's maintained by the Education Foundation to pay for that. So essentially what we spend out, we're earning more back in interest. So like we should be able to do this for a very long time. Even if the partnership with Monroe City Church of God goes away, we could still afford to do it ourselves. So that's always a good feeling. We've begun teacher observations. So we had over 102 to do at the start of the year. So we're starting to knock those out. And we had our first round of data meetings on September 2nd, September 3rd, and those went well. Is that pretty much?
Thank you, Mr. Rowe. Mr. Keller?
Thank you, Eric. Being of the year, it's always gather as much data as we can on our current students. So students in grades K to 6 have completed their first round of iReady diagnostic assessments in both math and ELA. We'll use that data to help us figure out weaknesses. It will also create a path for them to work on problems that they have, areas that they have problems with. We also did the same thing at the middle school with grades 7 and 8. We have a new program this year. It's called Admentum Exact Path that we're using in both math and ELA. Once again, it does a diagnostic test at the beginning of the year. It's adaptive. It has AI built into it, so it kind of tries to figure out where the kid is currently at, what level they are in both math and ELA, and then it creates problems for them to work on to try to get back up to grade level. Or if they're at grade level, it gives them harder problems to push them even farther ahead. So kids are working on that. One other thing we've added this year is since we put the 7th and 8th grade on Admentum Exact Path, all the math students in grades 9 through 11 are going to be working on an ALEX program this year. It's another computer adaptive piece. That's what all the computer programs are going to, when they're adaptive. But it does the same thing. They take a diagnostic at the beginning, figures out their areas of weakness, and gives them problems to work on to get them back up to grade level or advance them above grade level. And in order to do that, basically studies have shown that if a student spends a minimum of 40 minutes a week working on these programs, it will increase their scores quite a bit when we get to the summative assessments. So all of our teachers, from whether it's iReady, Admentum Exact Path, ALEX, are all trying to work on 40 minutes a week with their students, where they're able to go around individually and help them just on their individual area where they need to work on. Now, all of those things that I mentioned above, all are a result of the last thing that I have mentioned, and you should have a packet in front of you, and I'm not going to go through all of it. I did try to make it a little bit larger for you this time so you can see it. I know last time I had it really small, but basically in that packet, if you look at it, this is going to be our most recent and some historical data as far as what we've done in iLearn, iRead, and SAT scores over the last 3 to 6 years. The first 4 pages are going to give you an idea of how we performed on iLearn and ELA, math, social studies, and science. And I also went ahead and put some information on there that not only lists our schools, but our school, it also shares some of the information about how other schools perform. I think it's important for us to look at our data. The data is who we are, so we learn from our data, but we also want to have goals that we can do. And we want to look at other schools and say, hey, they're doing better than us. What do we need to do to get better as we go along? So the first 4 pages have that information listed. That's just us compared to other schools around and how we've done over the last 3 years. The last 4 pages break it down more individually for our particular school corporation by grade level. And if you look at that, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer you. But there's some areas of concern. I mean, Jeff mentioned that I read with the 3rd grade was outstanding this year. I mean, we can't sing that from the rooftops loud enough, how good they did. And it was a group effort with teachers, staff, administration. They all did wonderful up there. You're gonna look on that paper and you won't see 100% anywhere else on any of those papers. So it was quite a goal for them, quite an accomplishment.
I want to say it was 1 out of 26 public elementary schools with that.
I think it was 1 out of 26, but as we talked about, it was also 92 students. So some of those schools were 12 charter schools or something like that. So it was wonderful what they did. But you also, if you look at some of those scores, you're going to see not only areas we did well, but there's areas that we're concerned about. So that's one of the reasons the top 4 items are there. That's where we've got an exact path. We're doing Alex to try to improve our SAT scores in math. And we're just trying to make some changes and trying to improve our scores a little bit. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Thanks for the long increase.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciated.
Mr. Cochran, you want to talk about enrollment?
Well, not really, but I have to. So, given where we're at, our enrollment, I don't know, probably a couple of days ago was 1177. That seems to change onesie, twosie every week. That's compared to this time last year, 1,230. I think we had 1,215 in the springtime. So, there's a natural ebb and flow to some of this. I'd asked Mr. Keller to go into Harmony and see if we could get a breakdown, transfers out. We really haven't sat down a lot to analyze all that. We've got some numbers, but we'll get a better, more in-depth analysis for everybody in the next few days. The original or the initial numbers, then nothing pops out to me like, oh, that's an area, So everybody keeps talking about the COVID babies that are coming, and we're hopeful. But it's an area we need to analyze to see if there's some things we can do to possibly increase a draw to South Knox. I'm not saying we have that problem, but we'll have to further analyze those numbers. So not so good news on the enrollment side of things, but we got to look at that. I do want to throw out some good news. I didn't put anything on here, and that's basically for, obviously, when we get news like that out of elementary school, that our Mr. Rowe, Mrs. Dykes, the entire staff at the elementary school, we've gotten off to a really good school year. There's a lot of external noise in public education related to money, budget, whatever else you want to throw out there. There are so many good things that are happening at South Knox. And so also, Mr. Toothman's not going to like this, but, these last 5 weeks, 4.5 weeks, he's done a yeoman's job in covering both roles down there. It's a lot to put on somebody. And so Matt has done an outstanding job. And I'll throw those kudos to the staff as well, because I know Matt would tell you that he's had lots of people step up and even just in asking him, what can I do? What can we do? And so it's a testament to the people that we have here. And Matt, I promise it's not going to stay that way, not too much longer, but much appreciated with what you've been doing down there, and also with our staff, both certified and non-certified there. So, and I'll throw Mr. Keller in this as well, because this kind of data, while, when you start flipping through pages, it looks a little overwhelming. And there's a million different stats in here. But that really is Joe's world, and he's done a heck of a job. We're now he's in his 2nd year in this role, and we're having conversations in our buildings about data, probably a little more in depth than maybe what we've done some in the past. And so that can only help teachers, inform them about their instruction, how they can help kids. I think our teachers may not necessarily be hungry for all the data, but they're hungry for what they can use to help those kids. And so those conversations have been happening as well. So I don't know, I just kind of felt the need. There's a lot of negativity about all kinds of different things in the world related to public ed, but we have a lot of great things going on here. And I need to do a better job of promoting that for us. So I wanted to throw that out there.
Very well said. Thank you, Mr. Cochran. The next item tonight is public comment. If anybody has anything they want to bring to the board. If not, we'll move on to the next item tonight, and that's approval of the minutes from the August 12th school board meeting. Motion by Brian, a second by Jason. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up is the treasurer's financial report, approval of claims, and there's an addendum on the table too.
August 31st, the ending fund balances, education was $456,098.25. Debt service was $471,645.30. Operations was $2,114,710.96. Money market balances on August 31st, Regions was $150,000, Fifth Third was $206,900, German American was $1,945,000, First Vincent Savings was $1,450,000, First Financial was $600,000. We had an all funds balance of $211,221.79. Bank accounts reconciled at the end of the month. Fifth Third's balance was $15,779.89. First Financials was $434,241.50. With outstanding transactions totaling $238,799.60, leaving us with a First Financial balance of $195,441.90. Those balances reconciled and matched the all funds balance of $211,221.79.
Any questions on the addendum? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
A motion by Jason and a second by John. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 10 tonight is personnel. We have several of those.
We do. At the middle high school, resignation of Kara Street as the high school math academic coach. At the middle high school, resignation of Maya Braun and Levi Braun as junior class co-sponsors. At the middle high school, resignation of Brian Cunningham as girls tennis assistant coach with approval to remain as volunteer assistant coach. At the middle high school, resignation of John Donaldson as assistant softball coach. At the elementary school, resignation of Nicole Burke as instructional assistant effective August 29th of 25. At the middle high school, after-school tutoring program, recommendation from administrators to continue the after-school tutoring program at the middle high school, consisting of 2 teachers at 2 hours a week in math and English. At the middle high school, employment of Nathan Boger as 6.5 hour per day cook. At the middle high school, employment of Jolena Crane as full-time custodian. At the middle high school, employment of Chaz Hendricks as South Knox High School varsity softball coach. At the middle high school, employment of John Donaldson as South Knox High School varsity assistant softball coach. At the middle high school, employment of Travis Herb as high school math academic team coach. At the middle high school, employment of after-school tutoring program math teacher Lisa Harding and English teacher Megan Messer. At the middle high school, employment of Ross Martin as girls tennis assistant coach. At the middle high school, employment of Carly Dryman as 8th grade girls basketball coach. At the middle high school, approval of Delaney Coombs as volunteer girls basketball coach. At the elementary, approval of change of Kevin Linderman from 5th grade girls basketball coach to 6th grade girls basketball coach. At the elementary, employment of Ashley Bluebaum as 5th grade girls basketball coach. At the elementary, employment of Katrina Cruz as instructional assistant. And we also have at the elementary an employee requested leave of absence from about October 20th, 2025 through about March 2nd, 2026. We have another employee requesting a leave of absence from the beginning of November 2025 through mid-February of 2026. And another employee requests a leave of absence from about November 14th, 2025 through about March 23rd, 2026. The recommendation to approve personnel as presented.
Make a motion to approve personnel.
All second. Motion by Jess and a second by John. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 is miscellaneous.
Obsolete items from Mr. Cotter at the middle high school, various pieces of equipment from the high school wood shop, and from third grade teachers at South Knox Elementary, various material from the Wonders Reading Series. And then overnight trip, senior trip, New York City, March 22nd through March 25th of 2026.
Second.
Motion by Bunny and a second by John. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 12 tonight is a review of the property casualty liability and workers' compensation insurance coverage.
We have a recommendation had a recommendation from consultant Burkhardt Insurance Agency to renew the policies with Selective Insurance and Beasley Insurance. The premium for the year, September 1, 2025 through August 31st, 2026 is $195,074. Recommendation to approve the property casualty liability and workers' compensation insurance coverage with Selective Insurance and the cyber liability with Beasley Insurance.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by John,
Second.
second by Jess. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. If there's nothing else to come before the board, we'll adjourn tonight at 7:27. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yep.